Hello and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. My name's Amy, aka Warp Fiend, and today I am joined by.
I'm Luke, aka SirMime.
And today we're having a little look at the Spearhead factions that we've seen so far. Well, we've seen all of them so far.
Oh, yes.
And so we were just going to have a little run through of what we think are probably going to be our top 3 picks for Spearhead. This is just a bit of fun. It might not be completely accurate. And as GW has sworn blind that these are this is the most balanced game mode they've ever done. So we'll see if the dice rolls actually kind of play this out.
Like, full disclosure, this is us just looking at the actual models and things and rules tied to those models individually. Obviously cards drawn in a game of Spearhead and dice rolled are definitely going to help the game out a bit more, but these are just free forces that we think are particularly strong
yes
mixture of units and things.
Now, Stormcast first, they've got the 2 Spearhead boxes with the new box set, but we're looking particularly at the one in the new box here. So
yeah, nothing against the Andrastas one. It is a very solid looking one, but you don't get to use the very big toys until the very end of the game, really. But
yes.
I couldn't believe seeing the War Scroll reveals and things for this launch box one, and seeing some battle reports that both of your kind of main units actually have the recursion mechanic on them.
Yes, that's an interesting choice for Stormcast, bringing the models back.
I'll say that free up saves, there's not a huge amount of Ren floating around in Spearhead, so it's quite hard to chip through them anyway, and then they'll just come back in the player movement phase.
Absolutely.
And just good War Scrolls all the way around, really. There's some really interesting little tricks, like the what's his name, the Lord, the one on the Griff Stalker, the main general one. He literally has an ability where he can choose an objective each battle round, and your units get +1 to hit if they're fighting against something that's contesting that objective. It's all your stuff that's usually 3s and 3s is now 2s and 3s, hitting and wounding everything. The Liberators have got crit mortals as well, which is just absolutely savage. I'd say they've definitely got a bit of everything as well. I think the Liberators are quite good at holding objectives, and the Prosecutors are definitely really good at scoring all of the little cards where it's be here or take this objective. And
yeah. I mean, it's a fairly small model count overall that you actually use, but with the
definitely going to see
recursion,
more models on the enemy side in most games against you. But you've got a bit of everything really, and I just think it's a really solid for the Skaven one. Initially in games I've seen people play between the launch box ones, it seems like the Skaven versus the Stormcast was just the Stormcast just smash them and win the game. But as I've seen people getting a bit more used to playing it, the Clan Rats definitely are the best thing you have in the Skaven Spearhead force, and they just hold the line, hold objectives, and keep coming back. But just a very simple smashing everything and getting to wherever you want on the board. The Stormcast one definitely seems like the easier one to play out the two of them.
Yes. As always, the hero faction is designed to be the simplest to play and give you the most bang for your buck. They've got to push the Stormcasts. I don't think they need to that much with how lovely these models are.
Where are we going next? Are we moving on to...
Sleeves to Darkness next.
So if you've been watching any of our videos or coverage about like the run up to 4th, you probably have heard us talk time and time again about how good we think Slaves to Darkness are and are going to be. It's like,
yeah, we got to play them in the demo game back at the Open Day when they were previewing all this, and we won quite resoundingly against against Gits.
It's like see the value in the Gits force a bit more now after seeing like a lot more of the rules and things, but at the time we were just kind of like, how does the Gloomspike Gits player actually win this game against us? It was like,
I think we had an exceptionally lucky kind of turn of circumstances, but on the other hand, the Path to Glory stuff, the Eye of the Gods rules,
the Eye of the Gods stuff,
very powerful in this.
Good.
So
and it's the fact that the hero, the Chaos Lord, actually gets to essentially give a try of generating an Eye of the Gods table thing each one of your hero phases.
Yeah, his War Scroll's not on here, but yeah, it was just like a free try, and you get a once per turn like regular try if you're contesting an objective out of combat and controlling it, or you destroyed an enemy unit.
Like those Chaos Knights are just crazily good. Like there's very little in any of the other Spearhead boxes that can very kind of effectively take down their, what are they now? They 4 wounds apiece on a free up save.
Yep.
And then if they get the charge on you, they basically are just taking whatever they want off the table if they've charged you that turn.
Absolutely, yeah. So the Eye of the Gods abilities, like you can build up all 4 over the course of a battle, theoretically, on a single unit. Although they don't stack, like you can't use the same one more than once.
Although in the main game they do, but like when we first saw this Eye of the Gods table thing when we did our practice game, I think I actually turned around to the person running our game and I said, "Does this just last to the end of our turn?" Yeah, even the Chaos Warriors, 3 up saves on them. They got a good amount of attacks. I think they get a plus to wound if they're attacking an enemy on an objective you don't control.
Yes, that's right.
So they're gonna be able to handle things. They can stand on objectives all day long, stopping your opponent from taking them. You've got the Chariot and you've got the Knights for speed, going wherever you want on the board. There's also one of the objective cards where if you forgo actually doing the objective for points, you can actually use the command on there, and you can actually bring back like D3 cavalry models from a unit as well. So
the cards were very good, yeah.
If someone's killed your knights unit and you have that card, it's just like an absolute given that you're going to bring the knights back, really. It's like
Yep. So that's 2 of them. The final one.
This one's kind of a bit of I had a bit of ups and downs, like choosing this one, but I do still think this one's quite a solid pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just for the bias I'm working on painting it up at the moment. So basically, the Vargeist are like the thing that you have to keep up in the air until like round 3.
Yes, but you get Blood Knights and you get 20 skeletons and a Vampire Lord to start off.
Yeah, I know, it's like 2 units of 10 skeletons. They still get like their weird like comeback in the fight phase type mechanic. I don't think they actually have the recursion rule on them though, so you have got to be a little bit careful of them like dying too early. The Vampire Lord seems really good, like the good solid like melee output, good save for Spearhead, 6 up ward, the hunger for like healing damage back after they've done some attacks.
Yeah, and that's just a passive ability for all vampires, so it counts for the Blood Knights and the Vargeist as well.
And I think they also get Vile Transference as like a spell actually on their War Scroll card for Spearhead as well.
Very nice, very
so,
nice.
Yeah, they can just punch through some mortal damage and get some health back to themselves just from a spell. It's like... And then, of course, obviously, you've got the unit of 5 Blood Knights, which, again, just like Chaos Knights, they're going to go wherever they want on the board. They're most likely going to kill whatever they want on the board.
Yep, and then they're going to heal up.
Yeah, and again, the same thing as the Chaos Knights. You've got that card up your sleeve as well to like bring D3 of them back if they do die. You're not getting the Vargeists until turn 3, but by turn 3, you've probably determined the board by.
Yes. Obviously, the skeletons come back on the any combat phase. You just make a legion roll a d6, and every 5+ you return a skeleton.
It's just, again, skeletons they're quite durable for like what their stat line actually shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's hard to chomp through that many of them, and they do have the chance to keep coming back as long as one of them is actually alive at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, with the obviously the save and the health isn't anything spectacular, but they do have 2 attacks now, which is certainly a bit above the kind of base level skeletons you'd kind of imagine.
4s and 4s isn't particularly that bad, really, when you look at some like stat lines in 4th edition as well. But yeah, like they've also everything in the army's got a 6-up ward, so it's like it's never guaranteed that you're put through the damage that you need against them. So these were kind of like the top 3 I decided on. There is a couple of other ones like I'm very interested to see how they pan out. Like Deepkin, I think your box is going to be really interesting.
Yes, I need to paint up the hero. Finish painting up the whole box, really. But looking forward to trying them out.
You got a good bit of shooting in that box, and everything moves quite quickly.
Yep. The eels and the Alopex are a good combination, certainly.
And plus, when you get to that high tide as well in Spearhead, that's you never want to be on the receiving end of the whole army having strike first against you, in which there's not very much space to run away from them in Spearhead.
No. So I'm interested to know how Sons of Behemat do. Obviously, they've got the 2 mini giants, basically.
I've heard people say that they're actually meant to be quite good in Spearhead, but it's kind of like there's not really an all-out attack, so they're probably never hitting better than a 4.
Yep.
Their armor's like 5 up, so quite a lot of things could punch through their armor quite successfully. It's like... They just have a lot of wounds, and they've probably got a better control score than most in Spearhead, so maybe that's how they hold up in it, really.
And I think in general there's a bunch of armies that seem like they're going to be on a level, so I think from what we've seen it does actually seem to be fairly balanced. I think GW have done a fairly good job of it.
Like I was saying before, like the Skaven stuff in the launch box, I do kind of feel it's a bit weird, like having the 3 heroes in there. It's like, you've got the Grey Seer and the Warlock Engineer, and it's kind of like you can do some shooting with him, but like they're just kind of things that die really quickly in every game that I've seen in Spearhead. I said the Grey Seer can like do some mortal wounds, but I don't know. I think the one in the Stormcast list with the blazing sword, like he does a lot more mortal wounds than the Grey Seer does.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
seeing them, they've definitely got their place in it. Like Clan Rats are the way to go in that build.
Yeah, we are really looking forward to getting the full rules now, and I believe tomorrow, which will be yesterday by the time you listen to this, we are seeing the first wave of rules release with the core rules. Yep, so we'll be following up on that soon. Apologies for if you're listening to this now and we're talking about things that are going to happen. We don't want to cause any temporal paradoxes here, so.
I mean, obviously, yeah. Please let us know in the comments if there is a faction that you think's going to be kind of like an easier one to pick up or anything for playing in Spearhead. Like,
yeah, we'd love to hear that because, yeah, from what we've seen, these are our top picks, but we could very well be wrong on this. So, yeah,
hopefully we're wrong in a way that everything's lovely and balanced and everyone can enjoy using their forces in Spearhead nicely.
Yep. That's the ideal situation for everyone. Well, that has been our look at Spearhead for now, our top 3 factions. We hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've recently added both an Element Games affiliate link and a coffee donation link. So if you like this video, please consider using those. And thank you very much for watching.
Also, we've also added a link to our Discord channel.
A Discord channel, yes. We've been adding all the links.
See ya?
Right. Well, we've been Bleeding Tree Gaming. My name's Amy, and thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.